Good evening, fellow amnesiacs. This is Mike Simon coming to you in week 7 with my posting about the readings for this week. The 3 questions that were asked were why did we skip the period during the Revolutionary War? What kinds of colleges are founded in this era? And what was the Dartmouth case about? To begin with why we skipped the period during the Revolutionary War, I suspect this period was skipped because higher education was significantly disrupted during the war, as were most other major activities and civic life and community life. Many of the people who would be students or faculty at that era were probably fighting in the war. Many of the colleges were chartered by royal colony or colonial governments, and so there may have been some danger involved in being associated with a colonial college during the Revolutionary War, and also I just think the almost all of the resources of the nation or the colonies at that point were being poured into fighting, and so there wasn't probably enough capacity to continue education. What kind of colleges were founded in this era? I really would like to identify 3. The regional colleges, one of the authors pointed out that every town with 1,000 people wanted to have a college, and that there was both the prestige of having the college as well as the fact that the students and faculty would serve as economic stimulus for those communities. I have to say that I serve in a relatively small campus and have made both of those points to community leaders in my area, so that certainly resonated with me. Obviously, there was also another kind of college was the women's colleges. Vassar was started in this era, as well as Smith and Wellesley, and I thought that was significant. And lastly, denominational colleges. Every denomination wanted to both have the prestige of having colleges as well as producing clergy, and so I thought that was very, very important as well. And then what was the Dartmouth case about? I really don't know still. The 2 authors that wrote about it in this week's readings disagreed to a certain extent. It seemed that one felt that the significance of the case was before, that ended an argument that had started long before in terms of the independence of colleges from state control, and the others seemed to indicate that it really didn't have much significance at the time, but that within about 50 or 60 years it was being used to establish the independence of colleges. So my sense is that it was significant in that it was basically about that question of we can be independent as colleges and still accept state aid, but that we really should be immune from state control. So that was the answer to that question. I'm already at 3:26, so I'll just say that I found the readings this week to be very interesting, especially the stuff about student uprisings and the enthusiasm that communities had for having colleges, and lastly the whole argument about Greek and Latin and its importance in education. So I'll leave you with that, and I will see you all in the chat room. Thanks.